Hey guys, 50 here. Today I'm going to try something new here. So, most of the content, or I think actually all of the content on my YouTube channel right now is War Thunder stuff, which is great, except I've been kind of taking a hiatus from War Thunder. Instead, I've been playing a lot of this, some good old World of Warships, and actually, I've been playing a lot of DayZ, which we might see some content from that coming down the road here. I just need to actually set aside some time to do a little video editing, but that's a whole other can of worms we'll get into. Today, though, I want to start something, a new series that I want to call the Hat Trick. So what that's gonna look like is I'm gonna pick a ship. If we get to a point where there's people actually watching my videos and enjoying the content, maybe I'll start taking suggestions and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool. But for right now, it's gonna be just random ships. I want to try and crank these out on a weekly basis. And how is it going to go? I'm going to pick a ship and we're going to play 3 games. That's kind of where the hat trick nomenclature will come in. And those are going to be 3 unedited games. I'm going to try and get some commentary in there. We'll see how that goes. Um, but yeah, it's going to be 3 unedited games. Whatever happens is what we get. So if I flop completely for 3 games, well, looks like you're watching me play like a potato for 3 games. But hopefully we get a decent one in there. So the first ship I want to do this with is not the Harugamo. It's gonna be my favorite ship in the game. Yep, the Tier 9 U.S. Tech Tree battleship, the Iowa. Now, some of you might be asking, why is this your favorite ship in the game? Well, a couple of reasons. Mostly nostalgic. This was actually the first Tier 9 battleship I got when I first started playing the game back in like 2015, 2016. Um, that and I mean just look at it. I mean, we can take the cinematic camouflage off for just a second here. Um, and we'll just put we'll just do that, or even we'll just leave it. The Iowa is one of, if not the most beautiful ships the US especially, but any nation has cranked out, in my opinion. Um, and in game that translates pretty well. So we'll put this back on here. Um, on top of that, you get the upgraded 406s over the North Carolina. So you get a little bit better velocity, you're going to get a little bit better pen. Um, Along with that, you're going to get a little bit better accuracy as well. Now, as with this line of U.S. battleships, obviously we don't have the greatest armor. We're gonna have that good old 32 mils all the way around. Um, in U.S. fashion, we have the big ass superstructure too, but the deck armor is not bad. Um, the biggest problem people have with the Iowas is, let me get the belt armor out of the way, the big ass citadel that is very easy to hit from close and long range. Even though it is technically a below water, it's kind of at waterline. You'll find if you're giving any broadside whatsoever in this thing, you're gonna get paddled. So it means you got to play a little bit more conservatively with it, and you really got to pay attention to where those flanks are. We'll just take a quick look at the build here. I'm not running anything special. Instead of damage control here, I've elected to run propulsion mod, which kind of helps in that repositioning. Um, Gives you the ability to juke a little bit there. Additionally, I'm running Damacon Mod 1 as well. And then my commander for this, we've got Gunfeeder, Emergency Repair. I really like running Brisk on the Iowa classes because of how fast you can get them. On top of the fact that they have excellent concealment by battleship standards. I know cruisers at this tier and higher that have less concealment than this. And then what do we got? We've got Adrenaline Rush, basics of survivability, improved repair party readiness. So that means I'll get that re-upped a little bit faster. And then if I hit that 2,000 potential damage, I'll get an extra one as well. And then emergency repair and obviously concealment expert. So that's kind of what we're running right now. It works pretty well for me. And yeah, let's dive right into it. Getting into these games today. I am just getting off work here and recording these, so we will see how this goes. It's pretty early in the morning, so I could see some wonky matchmaking, as we are seeing right now with a smaller game and a super ship game. So we will see what we can make of this. Just kind of looking how things are set up, I'm probably going to play over on the east side of the map here. I'll post up in a spot where, you know, I'm not going to be the center of attention, so to say, but I'll be able to tank some damage and hopefully get some good shots in, punish some flanks here. So let's see what we can do. Now right away you'll see that Brisk coming up. That extra 10% speed doesn't seem like a lot, but that allows the Iowa to get up to about 38 knots while running undetected. So if you can manage your detection, it makes it exceptionally powerful at repositioning should it need to leave a flank or, you know, attack a flank a little bit more aggressively if you can go undetected for a period there. Looks like we got the main over here, which is nice. She should be able to soak up some more of the damage. The Iowa isn't bad at tanking. It's got the really nice American heal here. But at the end of the day, it is still an Iowa. A main with RPF. Unless he's just indicating that he's not targeted by anything. That would make more sense. See if we can get that rear gun over. Oh, looks like that got eaten. That's alright. Off to a great start, right? So we're going to have that French destroyer pushing into the cap here. We'll see if the Yugamo can get him spotted again. I really would rather not let him hold that solo, but it's kind of looking like we might not have too much of a choice in that matter. Oh, we got guns up here. A little bit behind him. And there goes the Yugamo. So I imagine that French cruiser is going to be pushing around, or that French destroyer is going to be pushing around us here. Let's see if we can't get shots into the Jinan. Jinan? I know I'm just butchering that. Alright, French guy is rushing the Salem. That is certainly a choice. We're going to put these right about there. I think the fact that he got away with that is crazy work. And 2 overpens on the Pan-Asian. Let's push this guy here and see if we can't polish him off. Does he have a reload booster or anything like that? He does. Which, if the main is not going to shoot him, this is... Okay. We might be okay here. We will see. I think we probably would have spotted him by now if he had gotten torpedoes away. I'm kind of tuck into the island here, so I'm not getting farmed by that Hawaii. Okay, there's the Hawaii. Okay, their main is over here as well. Let's see what their Iowa is doing. He's kind of just wiggling. So I'm going to send some shells his way. Okay, decent hits, 10k, that's not bad. Our team is kind of getting rolled on the other side of the map here. So we're gonna put it in reverse, Terry. Hopefully they can spot that cruiser again. I'm not super worried about the Iowa right now. We can get some health back. I don't think they're gonna be able to spot that Jinan. I'm gonna throw some blind shots out at him. Not entirely certain what our main is doing. Beaching broadside onto another main whilst getting farmed. We'll put those there. We'll see how much this guy's paying attention. Those actually look pretty good. I mean, not bad. 14k. We'll send another salvo his way. Alright, 3 full pens on that one, so that's a little bit better. I'll take that. I might have to try and solo their Iowa here. I think... Yeah, unfortunately, I think this one's not looking great. Kind of have to watch out for the main to start shooting back at me. Yep, here they come. It looks like he underled me a bit. First salvo definitely did. The second turret, though, hit fairly true. Let's see if this guy greeds for the third turret or not. Oh. We're just gonna pop a heal through this. Is he setting up for a ram? Oh, foolish Iowa. I'm gonna take some massive damage from the Hawaii here. His rear gun might get me. Yep. Damn. Well, there is one game down. Didn't exactly have the greatest start there. Somehow placed second on the team. Almost double the next. That's crazy. 61K we did to that Iowa. He played that really, really oddly. If I had that third turret around right away, I think we definitely would have killed him there. The Hawaii would have got me, but is what it is. On to the next one. Hopefully some better matchmaking here too. All right, moving into the next game. A little bit more more regular matchmaking here, I would say. Looks like we got a tier 10 game, which is to be expected. Obviously, you don't see a lot of just straight tier 9 matches, it seems. Some weird artifacting on the water right now. Anyways, no carriers, which is good. They do have... This is a submarine game, unfortunately. So we will have to make do with that. It looks like... Yep, the Iowa that was on the last game, is on this team, or the enemy team again this game. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm thinking of posting up next to this island here. That way I can cover my right side from any crossfires, and I'll be able to focus my guns either forwards or to this sea cap here. We'll give that a shot and see how that works. A lot of cruisers in this game, which will either be good shooting or my downfall. HE farming is very prevalent in the meta nowadays, it would seem. Up until, just a couple... I know that is some weird artifacting. I wonder if that's... Yeah, that's weird. Like weird shadowing with the waves. But anyways, I took a bit of a hiatus from World of Warships for, I'd say, like the better part of 2 to 3 years. I just, didn't touch the game. I didn't have the motivation to play at all. But recently, I don't know what it is, I have just been getting back into it and frankly really really enjoying the game again. So we'll get set up in our spot here. Yeah, I'm already getting HE spammed. I wonder what that is. We'll take some more shots at the Musashi here. I do believe our friend in the Shimakaze is going to be over here, so just going to prepare myself for that likelihood. There is the Bridgeport. He has found himself in an interesting predicament here. We're definitely going to try and focus him, though. Some shots out on him. See what happens with those. I think those are a little ahead of him, yep. I'm gonna stay right here. So we've got pretty well cover from anything on that right flank of ours. Bridgeport making an interesting choice here. I wonder if he's going to try... Is he trying to dodge the torpedoes here, or what is he doing? We'll take a couple pot shots out here, see if he speeds up into these shells. He does, but it looks like they miss. Unfortunate. A little bit of poor aiming on my part. First casualty of the game does fall to us. Fall on us? Fall on us. Take a couple shots at the Musashi here. And it looks like we are the only ones on this flank, which is not good. They have a very, very strong presence on this flank currently. The Gearing's throwing some hate at the Musashi there, but being the only battleship here, I am definitely going to start taking the brunt of the fire. Bridgeport again making some interesting moves here. We'll see if these shells can't land. Those look a little bit better. 1 over pen. Alright. I'm finding myself in a very interesting spot here. Luckily I can go dark and completely disengage from this should I need to. However, Musashi is fairly low, and I'm angled up well enough against the Champagne and the Musashi. Never mind me and my big mouth. See, if I could just hit my shots here, this Musashi would be dead. It looks like those did have lock yet. He's going to dodge the Gearing torpedoes here, I think. Nope, he did take one. Alright. Let's see if we can't go dark. Okay, we can. Alright, this Sejong is playing an interesting game. And the Bridgeport as well. Got detected at a very unfortunate time there. I think I'm going to try and get the guns onto the Bridgeport here as we try to book it out of here. That Shimakaze is making sure that we cannot go dark. Alright, there's the Bridgeport down. Good. That is what we needed, and we'll have our heal back up. Alright, we ain't out of it yet. We ain't out of this yet. I need to not oversteer so as to give the battleship over here broadside. I do need to take some very large steps and kind of back myself out of this for just a second here. Unfortunately, with that, the Sejong not spotted, there's not a lot I can do to contest him. We do have Montana over here. Is our gearing about to eat a torpedo? No, he dodged those pretty well. Yeah, I'd like to not completely abandon this flank. However, I'm in a really not good position myself. Those shots look a little behind. It looks like he sped up. And he is actually still focusing the anchorage. So, let's loop back in here. I don't wanna completely abandon these guys. We do have a heal back up, and I did actually hit that 2,000 potential damage. So, we got an extra heal, which is great and all, except I took a fair bit of non-repairable damage. So, we're not working with a whole lot here. Okay, not bad salvo on the big old chunky French Minnesota. He's gonna take shots at me here. I'm gonna send these back at him and then re-angle up. Now, I am concerned about the Shimakaze. It looks like the gearing is abandoning this flank, which is unfortunate to say the least. Let's try and get some of that health back. Can't take it with you when you're gone, right? So I want to keep pushing back against this guy. I don't want to just give him free reign. We are going to get the third gun off here. And then I'm just going to re-angle up against this guy. So not bad damage there. He is making an interesting choice here. Let's see if we can do anything about that. It looks like he's going pretty slow. We'll put those there. Shimakaze definitely has torps out against me, so I'm going to get moving forwards again. That's where that propulsion mod is going to be nice. And we'll pop the spotter plane, see if we can't pick those up a little early. Yep. So he definitely figured that I was going to keep going there. Unfortunately, I think we are going to eat one. But we do have a repair party up right away. Yeah. I have found myself in the unenviable position between two massive broadsides here. Let's see if we can't get some shots on the Champagne. Now I'm going to go down here, but we can try and take him with us. Some good shots. Our team should be able to finish him off here. Bounce the shots from the other battleship. I think the Montana is going to finish the job here, though. Nope, he did not, and I was able to go dark. Alright. I can't heal anything back. I am hard stuck. I am hard stuck at 1,000 points here. Unfortunately, the Setembro did end up getting our gearing. I'm just going to pull back for just a second here. We'll see what the Setembro decides to do. We'll pop a heal for our last little bit of health. We don't get spotted here. Oh, the Shimakaze is dead. Good. There we go. 1,700 hit points is what we're working with. I think I'm going to keep pulling back. We do have the archer fish back on our flank. I haven't seen anything from him. Granted, I've not been really paying attention to that side of the map. We're just going to keep pulling straight back here, I think. Alright, let's polish him off. Either myself or the Bremen is going to get him here. Good. Alright, we were able to take him out of the game. That means the Montana is left, and he chooses not to shoot at me. Let's see. We'll send those there. I have no problem with shooting here. I mean, if I go down, I go down. We win on points. I don't see any way that they are going to pull this back. The Montana completely misses me here. Yeah, I took one to the superstructure. That is all he needed to kill me. Yeah, that is some weird visual artifacting we're getting here. And it goes away when you're kind of in proximity to the water, so I wonder if that's either my graphics settings or just a new game bug. I've not seen that one before, though. It looks like we win on points here, which is excellent. The archerfish, I'm surprised, is not attempting to hunt down the cur first. If he is, he doesn't seem to be doing a great job at it. I also don't know what health he's at, so... It looks like everybody is just running to try and pad the KD. Yep. GG's. 94k, not a ton of damage, though almost 4 million potential damage there. Oh, sorry, just over 3 million potential damage. So we tanked in an Iowa. It is possible. Between me missing my shots completely and just not having a ton to capitalize on there, we just did not end up with a ton of damage that game. All right, what do we got here? Oh, okay. Still a tier 10 game. No submarines, though. I don't know why I always end up getting this side of the map whenever I end up with this map. I don't know what it is. So, how we're going to play this one. That is an excellent question. I think I'm just going to play back here a little bit for now. We're going to kind of creep in, and we'll see... We'll see what happens here. Is that the gearing from the last game? I don't know. Okay, so they have a Z-52. Nothing overly scary on the battleship front, so that is good. Chat is entertaining as usual, talking about our good old carrier games. I feel like I've noticed like slightly less carrier games lately. Maybe it's just me. That Buffalo is extremely lucky to still be floating. We'll dump some at the Iowa here. Or the Missouri, my sister ship. The Moneymaker with radar shatters. Alright, they got a pretty heavy presence over here. Iparanga. Hauling ass, might I say. Missouri looks like he's going to try and turn out a singular torpedo shatter. This guy needs to slow his roll a little bit here, or he's going to be headed back to port very quickly. We'll give the Borodino some love. Halford is doing Halford things. Unlucky? No, I wouldn't say unlucky, sir. You just made a really, really poor choice in where you were going. Luckily, that was just Jaeger torpedoes you ate, but... we'll keep shooting at the Borodino. Not really getting much in terms of hits off of him. Let's send some at the Missouri here. We'll have guns up again in a second. The Iparanga is once again showing some very nice broadside. We'll see if we can't capitalize on some of that. Those look pretty good. He does not appear to be paying attention. Damn. Let's see if we can't hit one of those on the Jaeger. Oh, we did hit one. Alright, Jaeger is gone. I feel much more comfortable pushing up a bit here now. We've kind of got these guys back on their heels. We'll see what the Iparanga decides to do here. Those might be a little low. We'll see if he decides to, yep, he's going to turn in and dodge those. Okay. That is fine. I think the play here is I'm going to move up and tuck in on the island here. In the meantime, this Constellation is making some choices. Okay, not bad, not bad. I'm going to take some Smolensk fire here, which was to be expected. See if I can't get the guns around and Citadel this guy. Come on. Fortunately, I do not have Grease the Gears on this build, but I should be able to get that. Alright, Borodino. 5 full pens. Alright. No Citadels there, but honestly, you don't need them when you get that kind of pens. Borodino is giving a lot of broadside here. Let's see if we can't capitalize on some of that. I'm going to aim a little high because he is starting to angle out. Alright, took out one of his guns. Got some decent pen damage. We're just kind of going to rock in and hold this. Once we get the Borodino out of the way. Which this guy is clinging on for dear life. That salvo should finish him off. Yep. Alright, now we can start focusing on his friends. I'm going to start kind of peeking forwards. What is the Iparanga doing? Is he going to go around the back side of the island? He's kind of angling up to do that. See, and there's the nice thing with the Iowas, is you can go dark in situations like this. And absolutely get away with it. The Missouri firing shots broadside. We'll see. We'll put those there. We'll see what that does. Looks like he is going to turn into those, which was not the correct choice for him. He might get away with it. Nope. There's a good 21k. I did underlead those just a touch, but it still worked out in my favor. How that constellation is still alive, I have no idea. Alright, we were able to get all 3 off on the Buffalo. Let me get what health back that we can here. No hits on the Buffalo. I really wish our Duncan would not do what he is doing here. Again, the Missouri giving the broadside. I don't... Maybe he knows something we don't. Yeah. Massive hits from the Duncan and I on the Missouri. Iparanga. Oh, he's going to be stuck broadside here. Some beautiful dispersion. I was a little behind. He got unstuck. It does not matter. Alright, we're going to nose in right away here. Again, this Duncan, I don't know why he's so obsessed with sitting right on my side like that. Missouri is giving a lot of broadside here. Okay, Missouri's going to start turning back in. Iparanga, however, appears to be turning out. Broadside Buffalo. Let's go with that. Those shells look pretty good. Indeed, they were. Man, this Duncan, dude. Alright, we will let that Buffalo kind of do his own thing. Iparanga's turning back in. We're going to give him some love. See if we can't get some more juicy citadels there. Those look pretty good. They were good. Not great. I'll take the 7k and knocking out one of his turrets. We're gonna angle up a little bit more. I'm not gonna worry about that third turret at all for a bit. There goes the Missouri. Excellent torpedoes by our gearing. Iparanga again seems to have forgotten that we are over here. Flat broadside. Will we get some better salvos this time? 11k off of 5 overpens, but okay, so that's going to be our friend in the Halford right there, which I might be able to take advantage of here. Iparanga again giving a lot of broadside. Those look pretty good. Not a great salvo. I think Halford only has the one set of torpedoes, right? Oh, I overled those just a touch. Oh, that would have been perfect. That probably would have killed him there. That Iparanga is again turning broadside. We're gonna have shells out on our Buffalo here. Hopefully this Halford finally, or this Duncan finally takes the hint and scoots out of my way. Okay, Lepanto should be done. I think I'm going to try and push into B cap here. Yep, the Buffalo is still running. Looks like Halford is over in this direction. Let's see what those can do. Might be a little bit behind him. Those don't look bad. Alright, some solid hits. There goes the Duncan. I don't know what the big question is in chat right now. It looks like our gearing is trying to get the Buffalo to pop his radar. I'm going to hope it's just on cooldown and that's why he's not using it. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely certain that that is the case. Excuse me. And there is the Halford. We're gonna get shells out on him here. A little behind him. Yep. We're gonna hammer on the brakes here, because there are definitely torpedoes coming. The fact that the Halford was able to get... Yep, and there they are. He's going this way. Yep, hard spotted. So he's going to be out here. That's fine. I have 2 heals left. I can take the fire damage. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I do wonder where this Halford is, though. Yeah, if we had been able to hold on just a touch longer. Alright, we're gonna get the high explosive load. We need to help our Halford, or our gearing with this Halford. Unfortunate, I was just a touch ahead of him. He's gonna have torpedoes coming my way. Alright, we're gonna go back to the armor piercing. Now, Buffalo cannot bow tank 16s. I think Ipiranga is going to be flanking around us here. I need our North Carolina to move up and assist me, though. Excellent hits. I should be able to finish him off with this salvo. Alright, that should be the end of the Buffalo. Yes. Perfect. I think, unfortunately, we still lose this one. I think Ipiranga is going to be around here. We do not have enough time to cap. We have to try and get kills, and I just unfortunately do not think that we have the time for it on this one. Yep, so the Ipiranga is in the B cap right now. Oh, and he is giving that North Carolina so much broadside. Oh, and he undershot him. I don't think we have enough time to win this one, unfortunately. I'm going to hold off on the repair for just a second. We'll pop it now. It gives me enough time to get the guns reloaded. Ipiranga should be dead here. Yep. Okay. He is just going to run. GG's. That was a good game. 201,000 damage. Oh, just couldn't quite bring her home. I would say that's a pretty good indication of like the strong suits of the Iowa there. You know, unfortunately our team, as we can see, did not perform the greatest here. Their Halford was really a thorn in the side throughout most of that game. He played very well. 3 kills, 201,000 damage. You know, that's a solid game. It sucks that we lost, but you know, at the end of the day, that was a good game. So there it is. My favorite boat in World of Warships, the USS Iowa. So So as I said in the beginning of the video, that is going to kind of conclude things here. We got our 3 games in. The first 2 were just kind of eh. You know, we had some weird morning matchmaking for the first one. The second game, just some misplays by me. We managed to win, but we didn't do a whole lot. We did tank a good bit of damage for it being in Iowa, but um, that last game really kind of did well to show what makes the Iowa a solid boat for its tier. Even though you don't have the most tanky armor, you've got some very, very nice guns that can really paddle those citadels when you're able to get the flanks in. The heals combined with the improved repair party readiness, giving you 6 total heals is a lot of healing. Uh, and yeah, it allows you to stay in the game longer as long as you are not exposing that flank. So I'm gonna end it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do one of these a week, and we'll cycle through the boats. If this starts to get kind of a following, I'm absolutely interested in taking recommendations for boats. I've got a lot of ships to play. Obviously, I've got a lot to grind out yet, but that at least makes for 125 videos, right? So if we're doing math, that's a little over, it's like 2.5 years of videos. So, so if you enjoyed that video, guys, please consider subscribing. It really helps to show me, that we've got some potential here. And drop a like if you enjoyed the video, so I know to keep making stuff like this. But with that, I'm gonna cut you guys loose. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care now.